just friends, and it happens to happen, and y'all realize, okay, this ain't like our friendship is way more valuable. Like we'll
I know
mess
what you're
around and
saying.
not
Yeah,
be friends
people done went
if
through
we
that before.
continue
Yeah, it
doing
didn't
this.
work. This
So
ain't.
so y'all remain friends. She later gets a man.
Mhm.
Should her man say, because you slept with that guy, y'all shouldn't be friends anymore? Y'all shouldn't work together anymore. Y'all shouldn't do community
depends.
work
That's
anymore.
why you got to communicate
Y'all
about it.
shouldn't, you know what I'm saying?
It depends.
Oh.
It depends on how she presents the case. You know what I'm saying?
Gene
Now, if you didn't
just
say
took
nothing
it.
and then we asking questions and then y'all want to explain, if you don't introduce me, it's an issue in the first place
Okay,
too.
so what
Agreed.
if,
Hold on,
okay,
Gene
so-
Saying, like,
added
you
some
ain't introduced
caveats
him
in
a
there.
secret, then you want to say something because you done got caught up with who is John texting it, and now you want to explain. It's too late then. Like you should put that on the table. We should have that conversation.
I agree.
Matters.
Honesty
Feel what I'm
in
saying?
that situation is very important.
Yeah, so we
Right,
got to
right.
conversate. If you decide, if I got homegirls that I smashed, but we still cool to this day,
And they're gonna be around you and your lady.
I wouldn't
Because
want
you
him
because
around.
you're
I ain't gonna have them around.
so just like let's just this is a hypothetical situation. Tasha, you and I have been friends forever. So let's just say 5 years ago you and I did something.
What's up? What's up? Thank you for tuning in to Conversations That Matter. This is our first
Yeah,
episode.
yeah.
First episode, baby. We got to celebrate. This is our first
Yes, sir.
episode.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
First episode. Thank y'all. And we have a live audience, man. We have a live audience with ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly. How many shows you get with live audiences, man?
Is everybody seeing it? My bad, brother.
No, that's not a typical thing, man. That's a special thing.
Yeah,
to
have a live audience.
Yes,
That's
sir.
super dope. Super dope, ain't it?
Absolutely.
Is everybody seeing the live? Yes, sir. We good?
We good.
Everybody?
We're good. Everybody good. Everybody good. Everybody good. Let's
All
go.
right,
Let's go.
we
Let's
good.
go.
We good. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm your main man, William Hussey 365.
Gene Blackman.
That's right. And we have a special guest tonight that's gonna come and join us in this conversation. His name is Dante Donnell, but he'll be coming up to join us in a few minutes. All right. But shout out to Dominic Davis. He couldn't be here today. He's under the weather, so keep your prayers up for him. Shout out to him. Shout out to all our supporters, everybody that chimed in, everybody that followed our page, the audience that's here. Give it up for yourselves. You know what I mean? Super dope. We definitely thank y'all.
I'm ready, man. I'm
You
ready
ready?
to get into this topic, man.
All right, well, let's get to it.
Yeah, we're
Let's
gonna bring
get
our
to it.
special guest on, man.
Yeah, go ahead and bring him on.
All right. Dante Donnell, come on up.
Give it up for him, y'all. Give it up for him. Dante, what's up, my brother?
Yo, it's a pleasure to be here, bro.
Hey, it's a pleasure to have you, my brother. We thank you for coming on. Yes, sir. He came to be in the audience, and then he was like, I got your back. I'm right there with you. When the situation happened, we had to think on our feet, and he was there to help us, save us. He had our back. So we thank you, Dante. Thank you so much.
My
So
pleasure.
let's get into the topic. The topic today of Conversations That Matter is conversations that matter in a relationship. All right. So we're gonna talk about, and we're gonna start off. What's your point of view? And actually, what do you think is one of the conversations that matter in a relationship? No matter if you married, if you're dating, if you're engaged, if you just booed up, whatever it is that you have going on, we want to hear from you. So make sure y'all put it in the comments. Make sure y'all chime in. That'll be great. So we're going to start the conversation off like that, and we're going to take questions and comments from the audience as well. We are live on Instagram. Shout out to our Instagram viewers.
What's up, Instagram?
We appreciate
world?
y'all. Appreciate the love and support. But we can't connect y'all to StreamYard, so we got to do y'all kind of separate. But we appreciate the love already. So we're going to jump right into it. So my point of the matter is, I feel like a very important topic or a very, very important conversation in a relationship is communication. I'm gonna stick with that, the original one. Communication. You laughing? You humming? Communication. Because if you don't communicate,
That's
you know,
what that's
you got
one
to
of
be on the
those-
same page. You got to be on the same page. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you have to be on one accord, and the best way to do that is through communication. You know what I'm saying?
So that's
and it's
a little
wide
tricky.
range.
Yeah,
it's wide
it
range
is.
though.
It's a little tricky,
so that's
though.
why I stuck with it.
I feel you.
Yeah, that's why I stuck with it. Because it could be communication on different areas in the relationship. Right. But I just know communication is what it is. What's yours, Gene?
Well, mine is expectations and goals. I think you need to be able to discuss what you expect in a relationship, where you're headed, what your goals are,
Right.
and what type of plan y'all gonna put together to get there.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. That's
Yeah.
dope. So since we going off of that, let me rearrange mine a little bit because communication is the basis, but mine to be boundaries. Then I'm gonna go with that, like Coach Train said earlier.
Okay.
I'm gonna say communication about boundaries.
Okay.
Say yours one more time.
Mine is expectations and goals for the relationship.
Expectations and goals in a relationship, and mine is boundaries in a relationship. What's yours?
Cool. I guess I'll run with a two-part as well. For me, understanding past trauma and mental health in a relationship.
So how much of your past do you think should be discussed when you're talking about past traumas and things of that nature? Like, at what point could it begin to look like they're still in that place?
I would say, and as we get in deep, it's addressing it. But I feel in a relationship, all levels need to be addressed, from abuse, neglect, trauma of all levels in a serious relationship, so that both parties can know. And that's male and female.
True.
Right.
The second part is working with blended families.
Super dope. Super dope.
Ooh, do you get to whoop their kids?
That takes
Do
time.
you
That
get
takes
to
time.
put your hands on their kids?
Yeah, but let's talk about it. That
Let's
takes
talk
time though,
about it.
because you got to understand how much time needs to go by or be invested before you start disciplining your partner's kids.
Yeah.
And even
So
just the discipline model.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
just in general,
Absolutely.
right? In
Absolutely.
general, in
Absolutely.
general. I'm glad that you brought that up, Gene, because blended families, it's more blended
Hold on,
families.
you got to give me
these
my
days, I
credit
feel
on
like.
that. You gave Gene the
Thank you,
credit.
No, I didn't give you that.
Thank
I'm
you,
talking
brother.
about. I'm just saying
Thank
as
you,
far as the
brother.
blended family part. You know what I'm saying? And how you like with the kids and stuff. That was a good point. But it was your opinion. So
you
break
brought me
that down a
your
little bit.
credits.
Break that down a little bit.
The blended family parts. I feel there should be a conversation had, like while we're discussing on blended family, bringing families together. Some come in relationships with a newborn where the father or the mother may have raised that child from a newborn, and then you have a 15-year-old who's already could be set in his or her ways, and trying to bring your parenting style to a child that has played a role of the second mom or the dad in the family in the absence of the pops. It can be a challenge.
Right.
Both sides, from however, men coming into a household of a blended family with that child, understanding what's working, what's not working, and what's the most effective way to reach them.
Yeah, because one might be more aggressive on discipline than the other one,
Right.
and that could become a conflict because they're like, whoa. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Right.
and then
You know what I'm saying?
and then you may have an active parent on the other side.
Right.
Right. On the parent.
Yeah, you may have an actual
in the household.
father. Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Since
So,
we men, let's look at it from a man.
all right.
It'll make
All
it
right.
more
Yeah,
easier for us.
that works for me.
For sure.
But
for sure.
so if it's a father, an active father, so now we have to discuss, saying what's okay, what's not okay.
Right.
How does he feel about me disciplining, especially when I'm a part of providing. So yeah, all those things have to be discussed.
But the tricky part is once you get together and once y'all move forward and start living together, if your household rules as a parent is different than your partner's household rules,
absolutely,
that could be a big conflict, especially when you're living together, because the child might not be used to the rules that you're trying to implement.
Yeah.
The mother might let them get away with a lot.
And your partner may not be used to that level of discipline for their children as well. Yeah.
So let's talk about it. Let's go to the audience. Who wants to comment on this topic?
Blended families.
Blended family, children.
Can anyone speak to that?
Yeah.
Has anyone gone? Yes, sir. You got to grab the mic
right here.
So, yeah.
Come up to the mic, baby. Come up to the mic.
So I have actually been in that situation.
Come on now.
As of recently, dealing with both a 10-year-old and a now 15-year-old.
Word.
And so, as aforementioned, I think that it's important that before those boundaries are established, is that the kids themselves, they have to build a rapport with the, for lack of a better term, the new parent that's coming in. So I feel like that is a good segue so that you can, make a formidable plan of discipline once they form a level of comfortability with the new
each
parent
other
first.
Yeah.
Right? Because you as the two adults, of course they know the hierarchy of
Right.
the household, right?
Right.
But unless they feel a rapport and a connection with the other parent first or the new person, then it's going to always go awry. So I think it's always best for the kids to develop that relationship first.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that. Give it up for Corey, y'all. That was a good
My
response.
man.
Thank you.
All right.
Corey McCann, y'all. Corey McCann. Thank you, brother. Say your name first, ma'am.
My name is Tasha Cruz.
Tasha Cruz. How you doing? Give it up for Tasha Cruz, y'all. Thank you. Go
I
ahead.
guess my question to Corey or anyone who wants to answer is how soon do you integrate that relationship, because you may not want to introduce your child to that person within a certain time frame because you don't want to get that child emotionally involved with the other person. So how do you integrate that, and how soon? I guess that would vary from person to person and relationship to relationship.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a relationship to relationship type of thing. It's no blueprint on that. I've seen situations where kids have connected with the partner almost instantly, and then I've seen some situations where it took some time.
Yeah.
Or
they rebel.
Yeah, so I don't think it's a blueprint to that.
It's trial and error. And it takes time. Go ahead, Dante. You the
Gotcha.
therapist.
From my clinical experience, I'll say, like Gene, every relationship, I personally and professionally don't believe it's a blueprint from one family to the next, but it's about the communication that's establishing the relationships and the bonds that's connected, and understanding that it's a compromise. It's not going to be. It's oftentimes a parent may bring his or her own parenting style without trying to regulate and find some balance between what's been established already and coming in with the iron fist. And that causes more of a rift. Excuse my voice, I'm going to get my water. But back to the question, I don't feel that it's a one size fits all based on age, based on dynamics. It can look different from one family to the next. So it may not work out trying to just follow the next person's plan.
Right.
And I know for me, I had to make sure that she was going to be around. I didn't know how long this was going to last, but once I started to see that this was going to be something stable, then I felt comfortable introducing her to my kids. But before then, it's like, I'm trying to make sure we good before I bring my kids here.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I think that's something serious to discuss as well, that period.
Yeah.
Is it a dating phase, or are we in a serious
Yeah, you gotta make sure it's
relationship?
serious. Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
You gotta make sure it's serious.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's take it a little left. So we said communication was the bulk of it, and we talked about blended families.
Okay.
Let's talk about finances. I believe that is a conversation that need to be had
Woo!
in every relationship. I don't give a dag if you just booed up. You need to talk about finances, because at our age, and I'm 41, I just feel like in your 40s or late, just in your 30s and up, that you have to be mindful of what you spend, what you invest in, the time y'all spending, what y'all spending. You know what I mean? Especially if you're trying to make it serious, or if you're taking it serious and you're trying to take it somewhere one day. I feel like y'all really got to have that conversation. Go ahead, Gene.
No, I agree with you, brother. You hit that on the head, man. Yeah, you hit that on the head. I couldn't have said it better.
Yeah, for sure. Anybody from the audience, I need somebody to respond on financial conversations in a relationship. Liz, we got any comments yet?
Yeah.
Liz? Go ahead, Ash.
Hello, I'm Ashley Good. I just want to reply in regards to finances. I just feel like it's levels to anything. At the end of the day, like everybody said before, it goes back to communication. You have to communicate about anything. I don't care if it's a date. You communicate about how this date is going. communicate this, that, and the third. So get to different levels. And when you keep that line of communication open, then everybody's on the same page, one sound,
Right.
one band. So you wouldn't have like finances will fall in place. It'll fall in place like, it's a domino effect.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much my outlook on finances. Just communicate about it, and take that. And stay on different levels. If you're just dating, then hey, I got the first date, and
Mhm.
I got the second date,
Right.
Or just talk about it.
And that's what I'm saying, because I feel like, not to cut you off, but stay right there. I feel like, okay, I ask everybody this. When you go out on your first date, is it mandatory that a man pays, or is it open for man and woman? Ask her. If it's that's good. What do y'all think?
Yeah. Look at here we go.
Give it up for Miss Wendy, y'all. Thank you.
Wendy Armstrong. Yes. I think it kind of determines who asks the person on the date. Personally,
Okay.
I just think it's determined by that, because I'm not opposed to a woman paying too.
Mhm.
So I just feel like if the woman asks the man on a date,
Right.
then I think it's okay for her to treat him.
But he can
But-
stop. He can say, "No, baby, I got it.
Yeah,
I got
he
it."
can
You know what I
of course
mean?
do
Which
that.
we normally
Yes.
would do. But I was just trying to see.
Now,
what
why
the
would
mind
you interrupt her?
depends on if I'm feeling her.
Sowing a
Because it's an
seed,
investment.
bro. She is
If-
sowing
Hey,
a seed,
there ain't
brother.
nothing wrong with
You
that.
just
Ain't
took
nothing
a
wrong with that.
harvest. You just took a
Ain't nothing wrong
harvest
with
away
it.
from her, brother.
Yeah.
She's sowing a seed.
But at the same time, if I'm feeling that woman,
Man, you got to
it's
learn
an
how to
investment.
receive. As
Oh,
men,
let
we
me
have to learn how to
respond, though.
receive.
Just
I hear you, but
Yeah, let me respond.
I'm responding to your
Oh,
response.
okay. You
As a man, sometimes we have to learn how to receive as well.
No, you
because
definitely right
I
about
believe
that.
when people give to us, you know what I'm saying, they're sowing seeds as
when
well.
you go back up there.
And sometimes we take that away from people.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, as a man, I'm gonna let you respond next, Dante.
Oh,
But as a man, if I'm feeling her like that, and I feel like just the thought is all a man needs. You know what I'm saying? Just to know that she would is good enough for me. You know what I'm saying? But I will take the blessing. I will let her sow a seed, Gene. But I'm
Okay.
just saying,
It doesn't sound
at the
like
end of the day,
it
just
doesn't
to
sound
know,
like it. You gonna hold up. Hold
yeah,
up. I
but
got
just
it.
to know that you willing to do that for me, that's all I need to see right there.
That's
Then we're gonna
that's
spin a
valuable.
bag, because now you know what I'm saying? But man, you done seen it all. I'm telling you. They talking about you gonna get my kids something to eat. We taking something to go. They order the most expensive thing on the menu. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things. You see it on social media every day or in life every day. People deal with this. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to hear that. But go ahead and respond to what you think.
Were you finished?
Oh, she's staying there
Go ahead.
because I want her to follow up once we answer.
Got you. I think it starts with expectations on the front end. Setting those expectations.
That's right, Tia.
Oftentimes, a woman may come in with the expectation that, hey, the man is supposed to pay for this bill. As a woman, I was brought up that the man is supposed to pay, and only thing I have to do is show up. If that expectation is set on that front part of the date or front part of the relationship, I think it opens the door for a man to say, I understand what you're looking for.
Mhm.
That's not me. I'm 50-50 on it. And
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. 50-50. 50-50. And we about at 21. We got 21 on here, y'all.
Yeah.
50-50. Put it in the comments. What y'all think about? I didn't mean to cut you off. Let you go back. But
Yeah.
y'all be thinking about that 50-50. Keep it in mind. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? Is it open? Is it, So keep thinking about it.
Gotcha.
Go ahead and finish up.
But with the finances, personally, I think it should be based on in a relationship, and especially an established relationship, building on each other's strengths and weaknesses.
Right.
Marriage, especially, in my personal opinion, is business. And if you do it right, in my personal opinion, the wife might be the CEO, and
You know what I'm
the
saying? You
man
the
might just have to
housewife.
be
You the housewife,
the
but the
worker.
house,
So,
the house husband.
you
You know what I mean?
if that's her
House
strength,
husband.
you let her run it. And
You cool with being a house husband?
I'll do it.
You got about 20
My wife's the
businesses.
CEO.
You a CEO?
I'm a worker in the household. I work for her, and I'm cool with that.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, but it's based on success personally to me, and if it means she's good at something and that's the play that we running, and she can make it work, and I need to sit back and do paperwork, whatever.
Hey, you need to kick
I
your
do
feet
my
up too,
side.
player. That's
But
right.
playing the part, but building off strengths and weaknesses personally, I think it makes a better
I like that too.
business relationship.
Strengths and weaknesses. You gotta understand each other's strengths and weaknesses. And you definitely gotta conversate about that. You weak in something and you trying to take over it and control that cat. That ain't for you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That ain't for you. That's right. That's right. So how do you feel about our responses, Wendy?
I actually feel good about your responses because it's very open.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I do want to say this. I look at it like at our age now, I know the way we were raised and everything, but times have really changed.
Mhm.
So therefore, I look at it open-mindedly, knowing that everybody's pathology could be different.
Right.
You have some men that were raised strong-armed, taking control, paying for everything,
Mhm.
all of that.
Right.
But then you have some men that have seen their moms pay for everything. It doesn't make that man less of a man.
Mhm.
It's just the fact that he has to learn. You see what I'm saying?
Right. I
So
understand
that's
that.
why I said I'm open to just seeing either way. If I ask somebody on a date, which I usually don't, y'all. But
I mean, if you talking about that fine brother walk through there, that fine brother, you got, it's your chance. You better holler.
But if I ask somebody on a date, I'm not.
Y'all keep waiting for him to holler at y'all.
I'm
Gotta
not
shoot this shot.
closed-minded to think that he's not a man if he doesn't pay for it. If he says, I don't have any money or something like that,
Right.
I'm still open.
You're not gonna be turned off, Wendy.
I'll probably be turned off.
See,
but
that's why brothers can't
It
even
depends
do
on the
that.
guy, though.
Now that man got to call his homeboy and ask to borrow some money because he know that you gonna be turned off.
I probably would, but
Y'all-
at the same time,
y'all
you never
funny.
know people's circumstances. He could really be a person that usually has money, but could
Mhm.
have just went through something.
He fell
So
off
you
for the
really
minute.
gotta
He
sit
going
back
through a
and
season.
kinda watch and see.
Wendy, you gonna be
can't
turned
just-
off though.
I would
Right.
be turned off.
Okay, all right, that's
But
it. That's
doesn't mean I
it.
wouldn't.
That's it. That's it.
But that's a good one though, Wendy. I like that. I like that. It's all communication. That's why we put that at the top as the foundation. You got to communicate.
Right.
Because if you ain't got it, you ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? But don't try to take advantage of somebody like you playing that role like you ain't got it. And you just trying to save yours and take his or vice versa.
So let's hear from
Go ahead.
Tasha and then
Go
we'll
ahead,
hear
Tasha.
from some comments.
Okay, I'm very big on financial goals.
I like that.
When I engage with a man, I am very interested in what his spending habits are. And I'm more concerned about how he spends the money.
Mhm.
I
That's a good
know
point.
that we all have our fetishes, things that we like,
Mhm.
things that we want to spend money on. But I need to know what the financial goals are because I'm a thrifty person.
Right.
I'll do thrift all day.
Mhm.
I can wear the same set of clothes for like 3-4 years.
Mhm.
But I love to travel.
Mm.
But I love to buy things that are assets that's going to return my money.
Sure. Yeah.
And
yeah.
so I'm more concerned about what are your spending habits are. And I know that there's a popularity with the shoe thing. And I know
Right.
that men feel like they have to dress apart for us to give them that attention that they want. And I have heard this, a woman kind of measures a man by his shoes, the type of shoes that he wears and things like that. But I think for me, it's more about, okay, if you're willing to pay $300 on some J's,
Mhm.
but you don't have life insurance, that's
Mhm.
a problem for me.
Mhm.
If you're
That's what
willing
you were talking about the other day.
Responsible.
If you're willing
have
to
priorities.
pay $250 on some shoes, then okay, can you spend $250 on some stock?
Right.
So I'm more about what are you spending the money on, because my goal is to acquire assets.
Thank
I don't have to look rich.
you. Right.
I can be thrifty all day.
Right. For sure.
You wouldn't even know.
Mhm.
But what are the financial goals?
Yeah. And that needs to be talked about ASAP. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're a spender and I'm getting with you, it's like a hole in the bucket. You know what I mean? We're not gonna get nowhere because you just keep going out. And I'm trying to save, but we got to be on the same page. Chewy Monroe, y'all give it up for Chewy. What you got?
Chewy.
Hold on 1 second, Chewy, before you start. Liz, give us the comments.
Somebody said there's no place in the Bible
Thank you.
that speaks about a house husband. I just want to say, amen.
Yeah, I seen that. I want to say it. Yeah.
I just want to get that amen. Amen.
Put it up as you go. He put it back up.
If you want to
He
contest that, just give us the verse. We're ready. But no, I really wanted to speak about. First, I want to say shout out to the stepdaddies. This is
Yeah.
stepdaddy
Whoop, whoop.
season.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's stepdaddy season.
Stepdaddy season. We
We
cannot.
been st-
It definitely is. So
Go ahead, Joy.
hello. But no, I just wanted to speak on the relationships, the first date, finances. I definitely feel like the first date sets the tone for the relationship, right?
Mhm.
So I would hate to say that men should pay on the first date, but I do think it allows that authority in the relationship. It allows that respect from the woman.
money determines authority. Okay,
No,
I'm sorry.
it's more
Okay.
it's more of just taking the lead, right? So instead of me coming in like, hey, how are we going to split the check? If you're like this, when the check comes, I shouldn't even see it. That's how I feel. The discussion shouldn't even be there. And if it is a point where you're like, hey, I can't really afford the whole thing, I just want to take you out, then let's have that conversation even before we get to the date so that I can decide if I want to move
It's
forward.
so funny to me how women want to be independent and traditional at the same time.
Bosses.
I don't think that there's we were
yeah.
never not independent. We just
See?
weren't able to be as independent because of society. But now that we've
Let-
been cut from the chains,
Mhm.
the women can do our thing. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this, Chewy.
Women
When you
are
say the date, is this just somebody you met, or this is y'all been dating for a minute situation?
She said first date.
Yeah, first.
Oh, the first date.
First date, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So just on the first date, I really truly think that it sets the grounds for our relationship. So if I do go half on the first date, is it expected for me to go half on every other date there afterwards? Or, is it always going to be a discussion when the check comes?
No, I don't think it'll be a
Who got it?
discussion.
At some point, it should be a discussion before y'all go out. Like-
Yeah, but I'm just saying when you dating, it's different. Like you said, I feel like a discussion need to be had about the date itself, like what you trying to do, da da da. But I don't think no brother gonna come out and just say like you gonna get the bill on this one.
Man,
It's just one of them
you'd
things
be
that has to
surprised,
ensue.
bro.
So you
Yeah.
gonna
You'd
ask?
be surprised. No, not me.
Oh, I'm about to say.
Well,
hey.
I mean, some of the cats I cut, like you'd be surprised what guys do.
Oh, I know it's out here. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But
yeah.
Yeah,
no.
and I think it also takes away from the courting of a lady. Like that's a part of you actually putting in the work for your woman. It's taking her out, whining and dining her, spending the money. That is you showing me that you appreciate me, that you want me to be a part of your life. And it's not about financial, but that does play a part in anything.
So what's the
that you do.
timeline on that? Like the first 2 weeks, the first month, the first year? Like what's your take on that?
Forever. You should
Oh
always be
no!
making-
Oh
you should always be making
no!
big deal, you know what I'm saying?
Sit on down. Sit on down. Sit on down. No, ain't no man supposed to do all that. But I mean, you can do it, but when you come in, into play though?
It goes
You get what
both
I'm saying?
ways.
No,
But
but what I'm saying is, when do you start giving back or investing back into your relationship?
At all times.
That's
Now,
what I'm
let's talk
saying.
about women have the man, and I hate to put it in this way because it
No,
does
talk
sound
your talk. Go
traditional,
ahead.
but men usually carry the more weight financially, right? Now, of course, in 2023,
Not always.
women-
Not
Now, that's
always.
what I'm saying.
But go ahead,
Now,
finish.
Of
I'm
course,
sorry.
in 2023, the women are really having their own bag now,
Mhm.
respectfully.
You heard that, G?
But- respectfully, like I said, we are holding it down. But at the same time, us women who work really, really hard at work, we make good money, we go in every single day. When we come home, we want our man to be like, hey, baby, I'm going to take you out and I'm going to pay the bill. Or you shouldn't even be that. It's, baby, I'm going to take you out and the whole rest of the night is unplanned. And of course, as a strong Black woman who has a bag, I'm going to do the same thing for my man.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make it even more exciting and really stand up as a woman because I have a bag and I appreciate my Black man.
Right.
But at the same
But-
time, I don't want to be bound to it. And on the first date, I don't want to be talking about like, no, who gonna get the bill, baby? Let's just,
Yeah, I mean, I
Is
get
the
that.
expectation a man is supposed to pay it? Is that based on, is that the 2023 expectation as well? Is the 2023 expectation still the man is supposed to pay the bill, or have we evolved to, hey, women now aren't just 10% of society, they 50-50, they got corporate jobs, opening LLCs
Independent, all that. You
So
talking
now
the
they
first
can pay
date
more.
or just in general?
in general from
general.
from how we're speaking? Are they now at a level where, hey, they got more so they can pay more, or is it still based on
I think that it is starting to become
They
a
rolling
norm
in.
for people to do the 50-50, right? Like that's you work, we both working, we both holding it down, da da da. But as far as the beginning of the relationship, when you're really putting in the work and again courting this woman,
Right.
why not go the extra mile and let that be a stress-free night for her? Because as Black women, we're stressed out all day long,
Right.
especially when you're in corporate America and you're really doing your thing.
Okay.
So that should be that one time where you really, taking me away from reality.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense.
Stay right there. We're gonna roll to the comments.
Okay, so Tia said,
Microphone, man.
Tia says no woman will respect a man that doesn't and can't lead. And then another question would be,
No, say that first one again.
No woman will respect.
Who
a
is
man-
that?
Tia. Art.
Tia Ark. Tia Ark, how you doing? Z Tweezy, what's up? Krishanda Rory, how you doing? Thank y'all for tuning in. Go ahead. Clap it up for him, y'all. That's right, that's right, that's right.
Yeah, she
Go
said-
ahead, Liz.
She said no man. Okay, cool. Then you have, is it an issue when a woman makes more money?
Okay, so no woman will respect a man that doesn't and can't lead. I agree with that. And to a certain degree.
Oprah respects
Nah, it's,
You said what?
it's
See,
about how
Oprah
you
does
define.
Because
yeah,
why
it's how
wouldn't
you
a man
define
be able to lead?
But how do you define leadership? How do you define
I'm a
leading a
natural born
relationship?
leader. As a man, I'm a natural born leader. Now, you might not agree with my leadership, or you might not agree with my, the way I do things. And I think that's probably where the conversation need to come in at. But you know what I'm saying?
Stedman
Yeah,
is playing this part and he enjoying his
You said what?
his billion.
He's reaping.
Oprah's
But no. But how do you
voice.
define leadership in a relationship? How do you define that?
Just follow my lead.
Okay, Zantuan wants to know why women always making the money be the first one.
Boy, every day, ain't it?
the
Tweet.
topic of courting.
Come on, say it right. Can't hear
Oh,
you.
he said,
You gotta go to
why women always
court.
making the money be the first topic of courting. Like, why is courting always important to women that have the bag?
What he said, say it again.
Give it to
Any woman that's making the bag, why is courting always the first topic of y'all's discussion?
Define courting for people that don't know. So finances. I don't
Finances
understand.
was
No, I
the
think he was
topic.
basing it off of her response.
Yeah.
Well, Zantuan, courting is
It's a part of dating.
It's a part of dating.
It's
natural part.
steps.
It's that first step. You used to going straight to the bedroom, but before you do that, normally you court the ladies and you take them out on dates.
That's
Open the
funny.
door for them. That little stuff
That's funny.
that really allows you to be the lead, and that's how you show leadership in the relationship as well.
What, financially?
No, it's in those basic general things such as opening the door. You ever see us ladies know when you
Chivalry
date
is-
a man that says you better not touch that door because they want to open the door for you. They don't want you
Right.
to ever walk. Yes, that's courting.
Yeah, but that's not really appreciated these days. Being honest.
That's what I'm saying. They think
Like,
if you
let's-
do that, they think you're
Let's
trying to
keep
holler
it
at them.
real. Let's
And they
keep
be
it
like, I
real.
got it now.
Is that I
Like-
was wondering, is that I don't know, I'm married. Do they still court? Like, is that still this generation's thing of even
It's my
courting?
thing.
It's still big.
Or is it
Yes,
It is?
there's a population out there that still courts
Yeah.
and
And there's a lot
follow
of girls that don't
tradition.
appreciate it.
Yeah, they don't appreciate it.
No, that's
Okay,
that-
get to the microphone. We want to take. You gotta go first. You coming up next. Save that thought. Marquisa always said absolutely.
I guess my question for men is when you approach a woman, do you have the idea or understanding that a woman is a responsibility? And especially if you are desiring to make
No.
that woman your team player, your mate, your wife, a
Help me.
woman is a responsibility. And
Mm.
so the first thing that I think men should do, first of all, is see if he is, first of all, responsible for his own finances? Can he take care of himself?
That's very important.
That's the question. That's
He
the
or
first
she,
question.
right? Because
Yes.
I'm about to come back with something
Hold
now.
on,
Because
so-
like us men might have it together.
I'm gonna have to push back on
So,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
now.
because
I'ma let
and
you
it's
finish.
women that might not have it together all the way, but we still take a chance because it's an investment. We looking for liabilities. I mean, assets, not liabilities per se.
Exactly.
So some women, they might have a good head on their shoulders. They just financially might not be there, but she going to college. She investing in herself. She spending all her money trying to get on that level, but she might got 2 or 3 kids. It's like, okay, do I bite the bullet and step up to the plate and take care of all this? Or do you know what I'm saying? So you got to figure out how to play your cards, because some women will take advantage of that once you invest in them, or take them on as a responsibility, as you say, and then it's a conflict because they want you to take care of them type of situation. You know what I'm saying? We deal with that on a daily basis too.
Man, plus
Yeah.
I think a fiance and a wife is a responsibility. Just because I'm interested in someone and I'm trying to get to know them, they are not a responsibility to me.
Right.
Oh, you saying
What?
while you
So-
dating? That's not a
Yeah,
responsibility.
yeah,
It depends
yeah,
though.
right.
Yeah. I
No,
see
And
you.
that's what
I'm speaking for myself.
Yeah, I feel you.
I'm
Let's
speaking for
deal
myself.
with
So what?
someone you've been talking to for, let's give them a year of dating. So
Okay,
that
a
we
year in
can,
the game.
Yeah.
Put it in the comments, y'all. A year in the game.
I'm gonna
That's
say
Is
it
that a
again
responsibility?
for Timothy Eugene Blackman Jr.?
So it's
You become a responsibility when you are my fiance and my wife.
That's what
Aside from that, nah. And
So-
Talk your talk, G. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about it. It's okay. We
I'm
got
just
you.
saying.
We got the point.
I'm just saying, and that doesn't mean that I won't do for her. That doesn't mean I
Right,
won't
it's
take
just
care
not
of
a
her. Doesn't mean I won't honor her and treat her well.
Come on now,
But
fellas.
she's
fellas,
not
come
a
on now. Who the fuck?
responsibility
right.
because that's a big word.
Yeah.
That's a big
No, that's
word.
major.
But what I'm saying is, a man knows his intentions for a woman. So as we're speeding this up and you see that this is a woman that could be a part of your team,
Right.
Yeah,
that
help
could
me.
help you build something, then yes.
Oh, that's different.
Then yes,
Ta-
you see her as a possible responsibility. So the first question is, can I take care of myself? And if you are intentionally pursuing her, and I would think that you've already seen that, okay, she has something going for herself.
Okay.
So if you see that, then you say to yourself, okay, I can take care of what I have, and if I needed to, I have a little bit because I am a saver, because I'm an investor. If she is down, then I could possibly chip in. Say, for instance, if she does get paid maybe once a month and maybe something happened, a car repair or something like that, I can chip in. But of course, you know that a woman who can handle her own is not looking for a man's money.
Right.
A lot of times we're looking for your loyalty and your faithfulness and
Oh, that's
being-
easy.
being trustworthy. Those are the things that
Shout out to
most
Z
of us
Tweezy.
look for.
Right.
Can I chime in?
I
real
like
quick,
that
though?
though, but go ahead.
My fault. I will piggyback off of what you were saying. I wholeheartedly agree. I think more than a woman looking for a year in, looking for a man as help, I'm of I guess a generation where I feel like, or I'm at a point where I feel like a year in, if that's somebody that you want to be with or not. So it's not a question, or it shouldn't be a worry for you to be like, I need to get this. It's not even her car. I would say at that point, a year in, if it's still some questions and it's courting a year in, how her mood is, if y'all living together, how much time you've invested, if it's worth it or not. It's your car. I would say at that point, that it's not 50, it's not yours, and you're working towards everything being ours.
Right. Yeah, I got you. And that's what Desi was saying in there too, is both of us. But go ahead, Ashley, go ahead.
Word.
We got Shari. She says, "Is a year in the game dating with intentions?"
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I feel like a
that's
year in the
what I'm
game, you still dating with some type of, you got some type of intention, whether if it's just to keep her around.
Yeah.
When I say intentions, I'm saying like to keep you around. I'm
I've
feeling
had-
you. I'm like you. That's I'm not saying intent to
I've
marry.
had some
intent-
year-long casual situations.
Yeah, well, no, we done been there. That ain't wait no year.
That's what I'm
You waiting a
saying.
year to clap.
I had-
I ain't waiting no whole year. You might think he waiting. He ain't waiting no whole year. I mean, you might got some brothers out there, but I'm just being
But this
real.
goes to show that you're dealing with humans here. Not everybody has the same
Same.
intentions,
Right.
and
Absolutely.
it's up to you to be able to read the card to say, "Hey, a year in, I know what I came in this looking for. We're not on the same level. We need to go back to the drawing board. What do we need to do to get to this point where, hey, I'm gonna get your last name, or maybe we can be good friends with benefits." And knowing it, I feel that's just my
Yeah, and as I get older, I personally feel like, you know, if I invest a year into someone at this point, I pretty much know what I want. You know what I'm saying? What I desire.
But you know,
But that's me at this point in my
But
life.
I'm just saying, you can date for a year and it might not work out though. Like it
Right.
ain't saying like
Absolutely.
that's the one, because you
Absolutely.
might think she the one and she looking at you like, no,
Well,
I'm
that's
just having
tough.
fun. I'm enjoying life.
That's
You know,
tough.
I'm in school, whatever it is. I'm
That's
just
tough.
saying, you know what I mean?
That's
So you
tough,
got to be
yeah.
careful. That's why the conversation matters.
yes, sir. That's
Get
that's
it?
back to the
Absolutely.
point. You
Get it?
gotta have that
Absolutely.
conversation. A year in,
Little plug right
Plug,
there. That's why the
plug,
conversations
plug.
matter. You feel?
yeah, a year in, I think
Go
if
ahead,
y'all
Ashley.
not going back to the drawing board to see, hey, are we moving in the direction that we want, or do we need to? That's where I feel the communication starts to sever, and individuals have different plans. But we don't do that. I don't think we do that as a people often enough to say, hey, I know you changed. I wanted you to stay the same. You staying the same. And hey, I planned on you getting your nursing degree or having that LLC in place. We're not moving in a direction. Let's go back to the drawing board. What
Got
do I
to.
need to do?
Most definitely.
Those conversations not.
So Nezzy
Let's go to the
Martinez
next.
is piggybacking off
Nezzy.
Nezzy, shout out to Nezzy Summit Cafe.
All
Give
right.
it up for her, y'all.
Nezzy.
Nezzy.
says,
Go
we
ahead.
both will leave because this whole relationship want to go to hell. I
I
am the alpha female and you are the alpha male. Simply, we're gonna live our best life. You cover me and I cover you.
I can
get that.
dig it. I
Yeah,
can
you
dig
got
it.
to have
I
my
can
back
dig
like
it.
I had
That's
your
dope.
back. That's all
I can
men are
dig it.
really asking for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I
But
feel that.
that's a given woman though that's
Right.
making that comment.
Oh,
know
you
what I'm
already know.
saying?
Yeah,
She's
Nez is a giver. Yeah,
She's
you
a
already know
giver.
that.
She's a giver.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh, yeah.
We got
So
more.
that's a true statement.
Ash, you got more? We're going to roll through all of them to catch them up. Go ahead, Whitney.
I think it depends on what responsibility is. Everybody have a different interpretation.
I
of
agree.
responsibility.
I agree with that.
I agree.
True indeed.
Because my responsibilities are, you know, this me over here. I don't got to do it
Yeah.
over there. You know what I'm
Because
saying?
responsibility could be, oh, I'm expecting you to put me on your insurance and all this kind of stuff. When I
On the
think
policy?
that,
Or
when
car
I think
insurance?
that should be after you turn the
So she could
fiancé
kill
on.
you off?
No, I don't play that. You got your own life insurance. I got mine.
Nah, it's in my mama name. It's in my mama name.
That's why I said I think responsibility should, it's just determined depending on what responsibility is to each person.
Yeah, no, I
So
totally
we can't
agree
be
with
quick
that.
Yeah.
to say,
That's it.
oh, I'm
Totally.
his responsibility, but we haven't even got to that level of
Mm.
what responsibility means to
Yeah.
you.
Mm.
You
Absolutely.
might see responsibility as, like I said, getting on his insurance and stuff.
Right.
He may not see it that serious yet to put you on his insurance.
Absolutely.
So therefore,
right.
that's just
Absolutely.
my opinion.
So you can't feel, not you personally, but that woman shouldn't feel no kind of way if he's not ready.
If he's
Because
not ready
sometimes
for that.
women and men both rush the partner or rush the other person to do something that they might not be ready to do. You know what I'm saying? Just like when Gene was saying earlier, a year you should have intentions. I'm not saying you should, but that was your opinion. It's like that
No,
might not be
say-
her
no,
intention.
No, saying that I
Yeah.
I
don't want
He
to put
talking
that
about
on,
his-
I don't want to put that on people.
Right.
Personal
But
opinion.
yeah, just me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
to
yeah.
I'm
some
with you.
people, that's not long enough.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's not long enough. And they got something in the comments. So we're gonna jump back in the comments. You got something else? Go ahead, finish.
Oh, that's it. But I was gonna say that's the conversation that should be had ahead of time.
Right.
Absolutely.
What is responsibility
Absolutely.
for you?
Absolutely.
What
Right.
is responsibility?
Absolutely.
Because that matters.
Absolutely.
Yes, it matters.
Y'all
That's
in
right.
the audience, take notes.
You go ahead and come.
We have Candy, and she says absolutely, I am responsibility from day one.
Yes.
Oh.
Nah.
So what? So are we yours from day one?
Nah.
Say that one more
Nah.
time. Who said
Yo,
that?
can we file you on the taxes?
Candy Lawrence.
Don't pay
Kia
her
Lawrence.
any attention.
Kia Lawrence, what's up? Thank you for
Don't
tuning
pay
in.
her any attention.
Responsibility from day one.
Are you serious, Kia? Or she
Listen.
just talking?
That,
I need
listen,
your
no,
social.
she's very
I need
serious.
your
Oh, she's
social
serious.
security
Listen,
number.
she's
Okay,
my-
ask her to explain. We're gonna have it where y'all can
She
call in
cut-
and
she
chime in
black
in a
and
minute.
white with
But
that. She black and white with that. Listen, she's my sister. I love her dearly,
Mhm.
but none of us would date her.
what?
None of us
What?
would date her. None of us would date her. None of us would date her. No, that's my sister. She's my sister. I love her to death.
What you mean
I
by
love
that,
her to
bro?
death. Listen.
Expectations.
Yeah. No, I mean, and it's not a bad
Let's
thing.
get into that though.
It
What
works.
you mean by that?
It absolutely works for her husband and her relationship. It works. It's amazing. It's dope. I love it. I'm just saying, like,
The average
don't pay
man
attention to
would-
what she's saying. Like she's a responsibility from day one. To who? To who? You might be tricking me on day one.
That's what I'm saying.
You might
got
be.
to be
You know what
careful.
I'm saying? Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You
Exactly.
definitely got to be careful.
Yeah. So I got.
Take your time,
Yeah, I
fellas.
got it.
Take your time.
Shoot.
Take your time. Yeah, for sure.
Shoot.
But a year in though.
A year in.
For
A year ain't
me.
long enough. A
For
year is
me.
just you just figuring the person out in a year.
But because I'm trying to have the right conversations within that year.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, now
I'm
some,
trying to
now,
talk
you having
about
the
the
right
right things
conversations, yes.
within that year.
All right, let's go to the next comment because we got to keep rolling. I want to make sure we get everybody's
This
comment up.
might be jumping a little
Love
bit
you,
off
Candy.
of- well, not off topic, but
Go ahead, do your thing.
It's a part of it. Submitting. We're just gonna go
Submitting?
there. Submitting.
That's a very good
Right.
conversation, y'all.
Exactly.
Thank you. Who brought that up? Who?
Shar.
Shar.
So when it comes to submitting, what does that look like? Does a man think he should submit? Who has to make the first step? Is communication a deal breaker?
Ooh.
Say that one more time. My bad. I was paying attention to behind you.
When it comes to submitting, what does that look like?
Okay.
Does a man think he should submit? Who has to make the first step? And is communication a deal breaker?
Communication is not a deal breaker, but for submitting, I mean, a man is not born to submit naturally. So you have to show a man something to, or give him something to submit to.
Hold on. I think if you
naturally,
go back
we're not
to the
submitters.
naturally,
Yeah.
then you go back to the women.
I gotta
I think
push back on you on that one, baby.
What you mean? You a submitter?
So
I
this what I'm
submit.
saying. So you have to understand.
How you supposed to
If
submit
my
to
wife
something?
is watching this, I submit.
Yeah, but see, you in the
understand
game. You in the game.
if you
We
understand
talking about.
what-
We still talking about that first year. Of the,
Nah.
oh, we talking.
So
Oh,
Yeah,
in
bro.
general, now it depends on how long. Hold, let me get it out. But it
Okay,
depends on how long.
okay.
Now we married and all that. I thought we still talking about the first year. You know what I'm saying?
First
So
year.
I was just thinking, like after a year, once you feeling that person,
Let's say you're not married. Let's say you're not married.
right?
But you've been dating maybe 2 years plus.
And you saying,
You're living in the house
in the-
together.
are we living together?
Yeah, you're living
Okay, it's certain things I'm gonna have to submit to then, and it's certain things she's gonna have to submit to. But if we just dating, and you might say, "Oh, I should submit to paying your bills," you know what I'm saying, or I should submit to whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? It's,
Nah,
yeah, it's
it-
different stuff.
yeah,
So it's,
Yeah.
you gotta understand.
yeah, like
Yeah.
like if my
Right.
if my lady is
So you said your lady.
stronger, right?
So y'all already in there. Oh, you submit.
yeah, but no, but even if
Hypothetically speaking,
even if we're doing any type of consistent blend, like we're blending time, whatever, we're hanging out, we're talking about investments, we're
Right.
talking about different things in life.
Okay.
I would personally submit to someone who is stronger in that particular topic or subject than I
Or
am.
the area. Yeah, I get
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It gotta
Yeah.
make sense. Like you said, we gotta understand each other's weaknesses and strengths.
right.
But if you want me to submit to something that's gonna kill both of us,
Blueprint,
no, I'm not
yeah,
doing it.
blind leading the blind. Nah.
No, I'm not doing it. A woman.
Depends on
Just
the,
like a man has to propose.
to me, it depends on where you at. What
we
you
talked
talking
about
What's
leadership,
up,
right? We
what-
talking about leadership. Men are natural born leaders. Women are natural born carers, and
See,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
but I think we have like a one track mind of what leadership is like,
you gotta
because
break it down.
sometimes you have to learn to lead from the middle and lead from the back.
Right.
You don't
Oh,
always
yeah, for
lead
sure.
from the
Yeah.
front. And sometimes a great leader is saying, I may not know as much
Right.
Mhm.
about this as they do,
No
so
shit.
I'm going to let you guide us through this particular situation, and I'm here to fight through that with you.
But what? Okay,
No,
but listen
but
to
I-
this.
but
I
I'm-
get what you're saying,
no,
but you see how you hyping him up. Now
Yeah,
check
I
this
ain't
out.
worried about
Now
them.
check this out. But check this out. You saying letting them lead and all that, but we already talked about. Huh?
I'm still leading. I'm still leading.
Yo,
They're guiding us through that situation. I'm
Oh
still
yeah.
leading.
I get that then. Okay, I missed that
Yeah.
part. I get that then. Go ahead,
So Melvin Wall, fellas.
Melvin.
What up?
Taking on the responsibility of a woman is a man submitting. Do you agree?
is he asking?
To a certain extent,
I'm asking.
Huh?
do
He
you
just
agree
posted them
or
up. He just
disagree
posted-
or agree?
Huh?
yeah, to a certain degree. Once you take responsibility, that's a form of submitting. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I agree with
I
that.
agree.
I agree with that.
You taking on her responsibility, definitely.
I just had a comment.
Go ahead.
Reciprocation. Like I know
Break it down.
nobody's talking about that. Like if you're expecting something from someone or if you want something from someone,
Mhm.
you have to be willing to give what you're expecting or what you're wanting.
Right.
So I just feel like if you put that in the forefront along with submission and respect, then you can have something good. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
But
Right.
what if the other person can't reciprocate? Like if the man is
That's a good
trying to
point.
do everything, but the woman can't reciprocate back because of whatever. You know what I'm saying?
That's a conversation. It's communication.
Yes.
Right. Most
That
definitely.
matters.
I feel you on that.
So a lot of
But
people.
it goes both ways. It ain't just men saying the women. You know, the men might not be reciprocating as well. So it go both ways.
Okay, so if y'all have
Thank you.
problems with communication, do you think that counseling in a relationship is necessary?
Yes, I believe in counseling. I definitely believe in counseling.
I'm a licensed clinical.
he's a licensed
I'm a
therapist.
licensed therapist.
Yeah,
I say from day one,
counseling.
individual and family.
So once you
therapy.
know she the one, counseling. Don't wait to the
Definitely,
engagement.
nah,
Don't wait to marriage.
that's-
Just in general.
That's the missing link right there, waiting until the problem starts. Emotions
Oh,
is
that's a
already
good point.
going
Don't
in.
wait till the problem
Right.
starts to have
Yeah.
counseling.
Mhm.
Go ahead and sign up for counseling.
Right. It could bring. It's a great intervention that should be utilized more, especially amongst people that look like us, because it's an unbiased perspective.
I like that. I like that.
My
Yeah.
last comment was, I just feel like a lot of times in relationships, people don't get to learn each other. So if you start having your mind that you're going to learn each other, you're going to have conversations, meaning conversing.
Right.
Then you learn each other, then you learn more about that person, which will allow you all to have a better line of communication and a better and more successful relationship.
Right.
You know,
Beautiful.
so
Clap it up
that's
for
how I
that.
feel.
Yeah.
That's honest.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. Like
Yeah.
that. Go back to the comments.
Can I piggyback off of what Ashley
That's it.
said earlier? Knowing, I think it's a big portion of knowing how to submit. A lot of men, especially, in my experience, we don't know what that looks like. What submitting look like? We in a sporting game, maybe we understand, but in a relationship and knowing how to put up our hand and say, hey, based on what my grandfather taught me,
Right.
that's not going to work in this relationship.
Mm-mm.
It
I
has
learned
to
that a long
be
time ago. Yeah.
right. So
You choosing those old systems.
Right.
We programmed to what we were raised on.
right, and down to submitting and recognizing things about yourself, not recognizing that, hey, if it's an attitude, you might not even recognize that it's anger that you're displaying in a relationship, and submitting to the point that you can admit that you need to calm your personality down and work on yourself. I
Yeah.
think that's where the
And
submission
it's,
starts.
especially if it's gonna help. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? People don't understand that I'm just me. I'm just gonna be me. I'm just gonna do me. Well, this is what I do. You know, brothers be the same way. Well, this is how I've been doing things. I'm gonna keep doing things. So I feel like that is a good point that you're saying. Corey, why you look like that?
Okay.
I need the
Tawana-
brothers representing.
Tawana Rowland said you should submit to your husband, not your boyfriend.
Okay now. Okay now.
How is that working out?
I like that. And that's vice versa. That's what I was saying earlier. You ain't gonna submit to just something you just, you know,
But
dealing
we
with.
supposed to make y'all a
But how
responsibility
is that working
before
out?
y'all
No, somebody
are our
said
wives,
when you first
but
date.
but y'all can't submit.
Right. We need to hear from y'all. We need to hear you. Go ahead, Chewy.
So,
Right.
How is that working out?
I did kind of want to bring it full circle now that we are talking about submitting.
Go ahead.
And the first thing I want to say, of course, is love is trust, right? So in
Love
order
is
for
trust?
love is trust.
Right.
So if
I mean, I can love you, but not trust you.
Yeah,
I can love you, but I ain't got. I
to.
don't might not trust you. I might not
I
trust you.
trust you to an extent. I trust.
Nah,
something
it's some
about
people
you.
I love. I got an
I
uncle.
love you, but I don't
him to
trust.
death.
That's,
wouldn't
I don't trust
him.
you, and you my sister.
Listen,
I'm
don't
just
make me
saying.
call my mama.
Tawana, I need a response back. How can he become your husband if you can't even submit even a little bit as him being your man? Like, how
Tawana,
do you
talk
get-
to us,
How do
Tawana.
you get to the husband part? Like submitting to your husband. How if I can't
If you can't do
submit
it during
to
the
him-
courtship,
right?
Yeah, I see what you're
How-
saying.
how
Absolutely.
Can,
Yo.
how can I even want to trust you and submit to you when you're my husband?
or
if
trust
I can't
that you,
even do
or
it?
trust that you
You're
will
gonna do
do
it.
it
Right,
when I
right.
become your husband.
Right, because
Absolutely.
somebody leave me hanging.
Absolutely.
Shari, granddaddy took care of grandma fully. There were never any discussions about who was going to provide for the household, definitely when it came to finances.
So
They didn't have the internet.
What type of
then.
grandma? Like, what type of woman was grandma? You know what I mean? Like, let's talk about that during that time.
Right.
Yes.
Grandmother's at home. He's working, of course. I know he getting to dinner was cooked and all that good stuff was taken care of.
Grandma probably didn't have a lot of mouth, a whole lot to
Oh
say.
no, she did. Mama wasn't popping off back then. Grandma wasn't popping.
Grandma probably like,
Grandma-
come on,
Right.
come on. Let's talk
Oh,
about
grandma talking
grandma.
back. Some grandma was talking back. Oh, she talking. Shaw talking about the grandma. Oh, she talking. Okay.
Right. So from that grandma, from my understanding of that grandma, she cooked.
Yeah, it was
She
some
cooked every meal for granddaddy.
You
and-
daggone right.
and-
She
and
didn't go
cooked-
out.
Come on now.
She was at that crib making sure the household was taken care of. She had 8,
She
9
did well.
kids and took care of all of them.
But she
What
held
was
in a
Granddaddy
lot.
saying?
doing? What was Granddaddy doing while she was cooking?
Hustling. He get to the
Right.
money. He get to the bag.
So my question.
Brandy
back-
went walking around talking
My
about I'm a
question-
boss, I'm independent. I
My
don't need
question
no
back
nigga.
to Shari.
Grandma
My
wasn't
question
saying
back
all
to
that.
Shari is: are you the same type of woman Grandma was?
That's
Are
what. That's
you
all it's
treating
going
your
down to.
man the same way Grandma was
If
treating
you're
her
not,
husband?
it ain't nothing you can say.
Not too much.
'Cause that's
on
the problem.
Shari. Not too much on Shari, y'all. Not too much.
All right, we're gonna let Shari live.
Not too much. Y'all was tearing Shari
Yo,
up. Let her
much respect to those grandmothers.
She ain't paid that.
Shari said grandma paid now bill.
Their bill.
Not a want.
Ex Shari is she cooking 3 meals
Right,
a
that's
day
fine. Take
for
it
her
back.
man like Grandma did?
Yeah, that's all. Reciprocation, right?
Does she
And
have
the
a
way
garden in the
every-
backyard
I know
growing
the
fresh
answer.
fruit?
I'll pay all the
and
bills if I'm
vegetables?
getting taken care of. That's not an issue.
So I just love how when it comes to submission, we go traditional.
I
But
know.
when we were talking about dating, it was very much new school. I don't know. Why does finances matter on the first?
Exactly.
But
Oh, finances do matter.
I'm staying
when
in
we say
2023.
submission, it's like, well, she was cooking, she was cleaning. So we have to give ourselves some clarity there, right?
Right.
Either
Okay.
you want the submission and you want the responsibilities that come with the submission, or you don't want the submission. You want me to do as much as you're doing.
Oh,
But then
if you submit, I assume all responsibilities at that point.
Ashley.
She know what's up. She
First and foremost, I just.
Well, y'all about to start something on the
she don't come on. You talking no mess.
On the
I'll tell you.
No, I just have a
But
comment.
she know.
I just have a comment. Every woman thinks she's a good woman.
Right.
Every man thinks he's a good man.
Right.
So
Fact.
until
That's facts.
you can prove yourself in a relationship, not that you have to prove anything to anyone, but if you're a good woman for that person and you're a good man for that person, it's going to work out. But
Right.
sometimes a woman may think she's this great woman and the man don't really think she's a great woman.
Right.
And that's why the conversations come into play.
That's why they matter.
Have the
Boom.
conversation. Yes.
Shout out to A-Town. Thank you for tuning in,
And
brother.
also, I just wanted to go back a little bit further to something that was said earlier, and just in the midst of conversations, the relationship should also have goals. Y'all should have couple goals that we're trying to obtain. Sit down
Right.
and talk to your partner. You should pray with your partner. Like, those are the conversations that
definitely.
matter.
Right.
If you're not, regardless of the finances, because the money will come as long as we're stable.
Come on
and
now.
As long as we're putting God into this.
Come on now.
Everything else is going to come in it. But we got to do our part by communicating with each other, because most of relationships fail because of the lack of communication.
That's right.
We don't talk. We
Is
don't
it the
sit
lack
down.
or just different communication styles?
And it could
Because
be-
a lot of
Yeah,
times
that's-
it's
that's a
different
good one, too.
communication
It could be that as well.
styles.
It could be
Because
that.
remember when we had the conversation about love languages and how
Yeah.
people show each other that they love each other. A lot of couples don't even know their love languages.
Right.
So you're doing something for somebody and they don't even know that you don't even know that that's not how they accept love.
Right,
So
right.
it all starts with just having those simple conversations or outlining your relationship.
Because a woman can have, not to cut you off, can have everything she want, but miserable.
Yes, and miserable.
A man,
Yep, I
we
know a
just gotta
couple
figure
of
it
those
out. We
too.
always been on that one. Yeah, physical touch.
Okay.
Yeah,
We want more than that.
Yeah.
I like gifts too. I like gifts too.
yeah, but the gifts without the touch,
Hey, yeah.
You can keep 'em.
You somebody
You can keep
touches
it.
something.
you can keep it.
Right.
You
That's
can
vital.
keep
For
it.
sure. Go ahead, Tosh. Oh, do we have to roll? Go to
Okay.
some comments right quick. Well, I gotta include the people. Tawana responded to you. I know, but she had some other stuff I thought. Go ahead.
Okay. I know that personally for myself, I have a problem. Okay, first of all, I am a woman that wants to be submissive. That's a desire of mine. I have a problem submitting to a passive man.
A passive aggressive,
Passive.
just a passive, just letting you do whatever you want to do.
Naturally, and I guess because I'm the firstborn, I developed a lot of things at a very early age. And
So would you say spoiled?
No,
Not spoiled?
I'm
Okay.
far from
More-
spoiled.
Gotcha.
More
Go ahead.
aggressive.
Spoiled.
Not from
I'm
a personal
very-
standpoint.
I'm-
I'm just saying.
No. I'm very independent. I've always had to go get it.
Gotcha.
I have a go-getting spirit in myself. I'm
Got
a person
you.
that does not wait for a person to give me anything.
Right.
I've worked since I was 14.
Gotcha.
So my thing is, I have a problem if you're not a go-getter like
Mhm.
I am.
Oh, like just lazy, just laying
Then-
around and
then
depending on you or
And here's
expecting.
the thing: I could possibly to another person be a workaholic, though. You understand what I'm
That
saying?
could be a problem too.
And
yeah.
and for me, I might say, okay, well, maybe you're not as motivated as I am
Right.
because there are things that I want because we're at 40.
Mhm.
You know, we're at hitting retirement. So
Right.
you know, the goals, the money is very important to me.
Most definitely. To me too.
Inflation,
20 years
I
to
don't know
60.
if y'all seen eggs, premium gas, all of that. you
All
know?
that's high.
It's
Right.
high.
Mhm.
You know, so my thing is I have a problem submitting to someone who is not proactive.
Right.
Of course, I like
And
that. Yeah.
so, you know, my thing is, you know, I like intelligent men.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it starts with the mindset.
You know.
How you think is how you're gonna act.
Yeah.
That's how you live your life for sure.
I
The
think
way a
something
man
that
think
we,
of is the way a man lives. for
my
sure.
fault, brother. I didn't mean to cut you
Go
off.
ahead, Doctor.
Something that it sounds like we as a people don't do is study the science of finding a mate, and it sounds like oftentimes we going off of just looks and not looking and doing
that's been a problem. It
science
been
to
a
make
problem
sure that it's
for the past 30 years.
compatibility. Yeah. So
We find out the hard way.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that might be one of the biggest missing links. It's a science. Being a go-getter and then getting someone who's passive, who has nothing, who can live off the bare minimum and don't care about traveling. That's setting
Yeah,
yourself up.
but is it possible for a passive person to balance her?
Right.
Is it possible?
I believe it
kinda,
is.
sorta.
It is
I
possible.
think that's a case by case
but
basis.
is she willing to bear the burden of saying, I'm gonna pick up the weight from this passive person?
For the man.
I don't know if every passive man is slacking
Nah,
in areas of
and just from
importance.
her example.
No, she wants somebody to grab her by the hair and throw her around and say,
No,
"You
I
better
grab her
do
and
this."
throw her
Like,
around.
like this is what I'm saying. Why is a cool, laid back man who is respectful, who may handle his business, but maybe not move in an aggressive,
So he's not an alpha.
go-getter type way? Absolutely. But they're looked down on. And sometimes I think people may miss out on a good man, and you may get that aggressive man and that man that look like he doing his thing and he's going out here and he's a go-getter and he's a shitty man. Excuse me, language. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I'm saying like
And they go for women
good
too.
men come in different packages.
Come on,
just
G.
like good women
Come
come
on,
in different
G.
packages.
Look at
And
that.
I think a lot of times we have in our mind like one
One
this
size
one
fits
specific
all.
way that this like a man that I'm going to submit to has to be. And I think sometimes it takes personal development to say I can submit to anybody who is responsible and reasonable and respects me.
Come on, Jay. Give me some hand claps, Melvin. Give me some hand claps.
Good point, brother. Good point.
Thank you for the hand claps, Melvin. You're doing a wonderful job. Thank you, brother. All right, next comment.
Okay, so in a relationship, how much do you tell your friends and family about your relationship?
Nothing. I mean, if they see it, then they know. But I'm not. Cause I don't go outside those four walls. If we living together, I'm not talking about nothing that goes on in our household, unless it's like you said, like counseling or something that's like that's something that you asking questions on or something like that. But as far as just spreading your business, nah, I'm not doing that. What about you, Jane?
Man, if you want your family and friends to like your
Good or
mate,
bad. You better
tell
keep your
them
mouth
very little about what's going
Most
on.
definitely, yeah.
Because when
'Cause
you
they gonna take your
forgive,
side all the
they
time.
will not.
Yeah.
When you're over it, they
They
are
not.
not.
No, they gonna hold that thing.
Listen.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead, Dr. Yes, sir. Come on.
And I'll piggyback both of I'm on same ship as both of you. And it even deeper than that, not even adding it on a Facebook post. You know, somebody is
Oh.
reading your emotions through just
Oh, yeah.
a simple Facebook post.
Right,
but
right,
I'm
right.
big on getting you a therapist for that.
For sure. Let's go to the next.
And
Oh,
let me
hold on,
let me
hold on.
say this, because you know it's a cost that's occurred with therapists and all that. At the very least, if you can't afford a therapist or any type of therapy, at the very least, try to find a couple to mentor y'all.
Right.
Right,
I mean,
right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead to the next comments. We try to get y'all people in. Thank y'all for rolling out them comments. Y'all keep them
We
rolling.
appreciate it.
We got about 20 more minutes. Keep on rolling. Thank y'all for supporting us too.
When you first get in a relationship or being in a relationship, is it okay to be friends with people that you have had sex with?
Well, I mean, no. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no to a certain degree, because it depends on the friendship or whatever relationship you talk about. Oh, the time span, you just smashed the. You talking about somebody within a year or two?
Over 10 years ago.
Oh, no, we ain't tripping.
Yeah, I mean, people have
But it got to be the side hug. You can't.
You know, say it's gotta be the side
There's some
hug.
fellas that some fellas think they still got it. They like, there she go.
Can you repeat
I
the
heard you
question?
get married. Yeah, I still got it though. You know what I'm saying? We be cocky with it. We be thinking like, I done hit her first and all that. You know what I'm saying? So
I saw
can
that
go many
question.
ways.
I saw that from a couple different angles. Can you please repeat the question? I want to make sure I process that one right.
Into the mic, please.
Is it okay to be friends with people you have had sex with?
Why would you want to? I don't know.
Why would
I'm thinking about that as you say that.
I mean,
if
what
you
if
would
y'all-
love this person,
It depends.
What,
They
is
gotta
it a
break that down a little
relationship?
bit more.
I'm sorry.
Who asked that question? Oh, okay.
Anonymous person.
Got you. Well, they got the anonymous person got to break that down a little bit, because it depends on what terms. It's boundaries now. It got to be boundaries in your household. Now, I'm cool if you talking to somebody. If it's about business, if y'all, you know what I'm saying, you got to know your partner.
It's business.
And you know your partner. You know how far it's gonna go or whatever. And you know what I'm saying. You got to have confidence in yourself to know what you bring to the table. Because a lot of men, I think they insecure for just petty reasons. You know what I'm saying? You know, she going out, she must be doing something. Let her go have fun. Like, it's not that serious. Okay, now you want the mic.
Oh, as I hear that, I'm
he
thinking,
must be on here watching.
Okay, so what?
Well,
why is a person wanting to communicate with someone that they had sex with?
that's what I said. It
What-
depends on the terms.
Okay,
Like,
so
at
what
what
if-
Because in
degree?
your mind,
So
it's
you
probably
can't, you
what if
can't
one-
fathom that, but imagine having a friend, right?
Mhm.
And y'all were truly friends,
truly friends.
and y'all kind of crossed that.
That boundary.
Years ago or just a minute
No,
ago?
I mean,
It
it
don't
doesn't
matter.
matter.
It
But
doesn't
but let's
matter.
say y'all crossed it. Let's just say, you know, y'all crossed that line. Y'all
But
real-
but is she with somebody or you with somebody?
no.
Oh,
Y'all
don't
just
worry about none of that.
friends.
Just friends.
Right,
Okay.
y'all just friends, and it happens to happen, and y'all realize, okay, this ain't like our friendship is way more valuable. Like we'll
Oh, I know
mess
what you're
around and
saying.
not
Yeah.
be friends.
People done went
if
through
we
that before.
continue
Yeah, it
doing
didn't
this.
work. This
So
ain't-
so y'all remain friends. She later gets a man.
Mhm.
Should her man say, because you slept with that guy, y'all shouldn't be friends anymore? Y'all shouldn't work together anymore. Y'all shouldn't do community
depends.
work.
That's why you gotta
anymore.
communicate
Y'all
about it.
shouldn't- You know what I'm saying?
It depends.
Oh.
It depends on how she presents the case. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Gene
Now, if you didn't
just
say
took
nothing
it.
and then we asking questions and then y'all want to explain, if you don't introduce me, it's an issue in the first place
Okay,
too.
so what if-
Agreed.
Hold on,
Okay,
Gene
so-
Saying,
Gene
like,
added
you
some
ain't introduced- you
caveats
give
in
him a
there.
secret, then you want to say something because you done got caught up with who is John texting it, and now you want to explain. It's too late then. Like, you should put that on the table. We should have that conversation. 'Cause
I
it
agree.
matters.
Honesty
Feel what I'm
in that
saying?
situation is very important.
Yeah, so we
Right,
got to
right.
conversate. If you decide, if I got homegirls that I smashed, but we still cool to this day,
And they're gonna be around you and your lady.
I wouldn't
Because
want
you
them
because
around.
your
I ain't gonna have them around.
so just like let's just this is a hypothetical situation. Tasha, you and I have been friends forever. So let's just say 5 years ago, you and I did something. We realized, we still going to be friends. We do a lot of community work together. You know what I mean? So if I get a girlfriend next month, you're still going to be around doing community work with me, and she's going to be around to support.
I don't think she's gonna think it's community work.
But I can't be worried about an insecure woman like that.
Okay, so
I can't be worried about. I cannot let someone else's insecurity control.
Well, that's what it is.
Time out,
Me.
hold on.
That's what
But
it is.
what if-
Now we got an
And
issue.
who I deal with.
Because
Is it okay to be insecure?
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. We got a live show, so hold on. We know y'all excited, but flip it on the other foot.
Yeah. I'm
Now
talking.
she's talking to the boy.
Gene
She's talking
Black-
to the man.
I'm totally okay with it as long as he's
That's
not.
okay.
He's not.
So they out here
doing
serving
little
the
things-
community.
As long as he's not doing little things to try to get.
But
know
how
what
you
I'm saying,
gonna
try to
know?
get in- I trust her.
Yeah, that's what it boils
I
down
would,
to.
I would trust her to tell me, yo, this
But
dude,
for every man,
this
it
dude
ain't
made
like
an
that.
inappropriate comment.
For every man,
da,
it
da,
ain't
da,
like
da,
that.
da, 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 da. And I would do the same.
I mean, I feel
Is
you.
the- is
but
the
I'm just saying, y'all out here
relationship
been doing community
necessary?
service, and y'all slipped up and did something back then, but y'all still doing community service. Y'all gotta meet. Y'all gotta be in private.
Yeah, that's business.
Yeah.
I
You
say
think it's
on a
big.
business level where it
With
sounds
the right
understandable.
one, you gotta make sure it's the right one though.
Right,
Real talk.
but if it's just I need a social friend, another extra social male friend.
Yo, whoever
nah,
asked
you
that
got me for
question is
that.
messy,
Messy.
messy,
All right, roll up to the next.
messy
You
as
gotta get these
hell.
comments in. It's good for content. Come on.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Right.
Tell them.
Okay. What do you consider flirting, and what is too flirtatious?
Flirting is everything. You like a picture and be like, or put a comment under a picture is flirting. Really, these days, it's a lot of ways of flirting.
Blue check.
It's so many ways they help you do whatever.
It's
you
no
want.
such
You know what
thing
I'm
as
saying?
too
Like,
flirtatious.
no.
If you're flirting, that's a problem.
Yeah,
Period.
flirting is flirting. That's
Any ounce of flirting is a problem if you're in a
A
relationship.
blue check is flirt.
a smile.
But a smile.
So what? I'm sorry.
Yeah, people can't be petty. It's
No,
boundaries.
you can't be concerned about how everybody perceives the things that you do. But if you know what you do is innocent, then that's not flirting.
It depends on the person.
Yeah, but that's on them. That's on them. Like you can smile at me and I'll be like, man, she was giving me rhythm, man. She want me. Like that doesn't mean
Hey,
she
go back to
want
the
me.
comments. We gotta get back to the comments. Oh, Wendy next. Huh?
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
the inbox tell everything. Yeah, it sure would.
How soon should you tell the person when you are in a relationship, but you decided that you wanted to go celibate?
Oh,
But
hell.
y'all had been having sex, right? I gotta make this clear.
We ain't playing them games. You should have that figured out before we got. Now go ahead.
Nah, we've been going strong, but we've been going to church, everything, and I just decide. I'm just using me hypothetically. I decide, you know what? I don't want to be having sex now. You know.
Yeah, we gonna
get married.
Yeah, we're gonna let God work on you as a single woman. We're gonna
They
let God
on that
work on you
wine.
by
They on that
yourself.
wine now.
God wants some time with you by yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he gonna propose then. He gonna propose then. Repeat it one more time. Go ahead. We know we gonna stay
I
with
said, how soon should you tell the person
Immediately.
that you celibate.
when you? Yeah, because y'all been going to church, but y'all been going
That's an
strong.
immediate
Y'all been doing a
conversation.
lot of things.
Immediate.
Right.
But now all of a sudden, you have really rededicated your life, and you're like, you know what? I don't want us to do this anymore until we get married.
Right.
You know,
Immediately. Immediately.
and you think, are y'all gonna stay?
He might not be on that same.
I mean, it depends on the yeah. If we've been going hard, I'm gonna be like, yeah, we just gonna get married soon. Now you ain't gotta have a wedding.
So you know how to trick. You know how to trick Will into.
It
You
depends
know how
on
to
why
trick
you
Will into an
celibate.
engagement, to a marriage.
We go to the courthouse. Hey, you know what I'm saying?
That's
Straightforward. That's good. That's good.
I just had a comment. Pretty much, basically, in all of these situations or topics, to me, it boils down to your intentions.
Right.
even with the flirting, even with the communication. Like sometimes with communication, people intentionally don't communicate because it's other areas where they feel a way about. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So for me, it just boils down to intentions. Like with the flirting on social media, intentions. Like most things are intentions. What is your intentions on doing that? Is it positive, negative, malice? What is your intention? So I just want to put that there.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good one. That was safe. That was safe. It was that was safe. Yeah. But go ahead.
Can I add a point
We
to
got to
that?
jump back in the comments. Go ahead.
Your brother right
I just wanted to say, dang, Corey.
Go ahead. Go into the comments while you were thinking about it. Go ahead.
Corey has something.
Oh, go ahead, Corey. Oh, we good on this?
No, you good, brother.
Oh no, so I was just gonna go a little bit left. So I know that we've gone all over the place because
we about to go somewhere else before we wrap it
we
up.
are?
I got like
really?
two more
Oh,
that's gonna dig deep.
Okay. Well, I would just say before you go into the fabric of any type of said conversations within the confines of a relationship, I think we all missed the most pivotal part throughout this live, and I think we got to establish what is a relationship before we start talking about that. Because
You go with me.
Because as aforementioned, relationships.
You my boo. Like
Yeah,
what is it?
It's
What is
a
real
relative
talk?
term. You know, for one said party, it could just be, well, we just messing. For another said party, it could be, well,
for
listen,
real.
we verbally have expressed, I want to exercise monogamy with you.
Right.
Will you go with me? And then
Right.
for other parties, because, you know, people are polygamous, it may look a different way too. So
Yeah.
before you go into any type of boundary, said conversation, et cetera, all parties got to establish what are we doing before we go into this. Because if there's no establishment, then we don't need any infrastructure at all.
Come
So
on now.
before we go into
Come
the
on,
conversations
bro.
that matter, let's talk about the precipice of what a relationship is first
It
and
is.
foremost.
And how you
So I
see
just
it.
want to say that.
Defiance. Look at y'all. Defiance. Start small.
No, she didn't say defiance.
Oh.
Define.
Oh, define.
Y'all
Oh.
gotta be on one accord, like what we doing.
And it's hard when you starting off. You got to figure it out. It's trial and error, you know? Okay, cool.
Conversation definitely clear.
Yeah.
It clarifies a lot of things.
Got you. Is it safe to say, and I guess a part of defining it, at 40, we'll just use 40 as an imaginary number, or is a 40-year-old man or woman, are they working towards, at that point, have you gotten all of everything out of you, or are you
Nah.
still
Not some
pumping?
people. Not some
Nah.
people. Not some people.
I'm in
You
my
should.
prime.
Boy, you
In
ain't
my
in there.
40s. It's prime time.
It depends on what that means. What you mean, like going out?
Nah,
You
like,
mean,
is that
messing
the
around,
point
cheating?
where you are serious? At what point are you serious where you're going to define it? Or is this, and that's a part of.
I think that's a conscious decision on the person.
Right.
Because you could be 30 and be ready to settle down and be.
Right. Yeah,
know
you
what
could
I'm
have been divorced 4 times and say, I'm done with
Oh,
it.
no.
And
Right.
You're not going to vilify me because of a said age. Like, you're not going to vilify me and making me think that I'm supposed to be ready at a said age.
Right.
Yeah. No, you
And
could
so
be
that
50
should
and
be
be out
like-
here slanging
and
it.
there's a
And I
difference
say that
between
to say-
thinking you're ready and actually being ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a major difference.
Again, I have a comment. When Corey said something about knowing what a relationship is,
Mhm.
before you even think about knowing a relationship is, are you emotionally and mentally ready to even think about a relationship?
But how?
Oh,
So
yeah, for sure.
how do you know? That's a good question.
Okay,
but how do you know?
I can't necessarily.
That's on case by case
Yeah,
basis.
I
You know
can't-
what you need to work on, I feel like, or what you left, or the baggage that's still around. It's only like, what do you need to work on now? What you need to work on now is gonna be different from what I need to work on now, and so on and so on. So it just depends on what season you in.
But sometimes people think they're good and over things until certain situations pop
And they
up.
triggers.
that
It's
make-
triggers.
and
It's
it's like,
suppressive.
man, you done took 5 steps back.
Oh
in
yeah,
your
that happens all the
relationship
time. Yeah.
because you thought you were ready,
And wasn't ready.
but you wasn't ready.
Or you thought that person was ready and they weren't ready, but they told you they was ready.
Listen.
For sure.
I was just saying it to say a lot of times, people may think they're ready for a relationship, but as y'all said, they still haven't dealt with a lot of things. And they also bring things from their other relationship into the relationship that they hadn't dealt with,
Right.
Come on.
or they always look to that person for the same things that in the relationship they just left that they know were toxic. So you're already starting off on a bad leg. You know
Right,
what I'm
right,
saying?
right. But what
So-
normally happens in them situations is, what do? They need to keep working on themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because what happens is they'll say, "Oh, I'm not ready for this or that," or it didn't work out. Then you out here dating this person, dating that person, and trying to figure it out, and you still lost, and you just single. When you should have just keep working on yourself. You know what I'm saying? And then that's a timeline.
But
like,
that's the thing. People try to be in relationships
That's right.
and work on themselves.
And they don't
at the
need
same
to know.
time.
You can't do
and
that.
that's not
You can't do that.
always the
case.
the best path to take.
No, most
So I have
definitely.
Because
a
that can be
question.
painful for your partner.
Okay,
Yeah.
I have a question about that. What if you're in a relationship and you've been working with a person, but you decide once you're in it, you know what? I don't think I'm emotionally here. I'm not mentally here. I don't know if I'm
Let
ready
it
to be in a
burn.
relationship. What do you do?
Let it
You gotta
burn.
have that conversation
Let it
right
burn.
then. Because if you walk around and suffer in silence, you're gonna self-sabotage yourself.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I share with you, this ain't me? This ain't working right now. For whatever reason, I need to work on myself. Even if we live together, I'm gonna go downstairs. I'm gonna get some time. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta communicate about that, because it's gonna get awkward. And then, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be like a rebellious. It's like you don't see her like you used to see her, or she don't see him like she used to see him, but nobody's communicating that. It's just gonna be mad chaos. Like, it's gonna only roll over into other things. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So I hope I answered your question. Next.
Well, I'm not.
Like I got this, right? Like I got this. Got this. Lord, doctor.
Right. Who next?
They acting like they knocking us out.
Killing them.
Right.
Killing them.
Yeah, right. Keep it moving.
Okay,
Go ahead.
so I don't know if it's different for men. I personally have never sought a person to heal me. Now, I do know of some men who have said that they need a woman that can heal them. I've heard a man say that.
Right.
For me, I don't think
Looking in the
I
wrong
am
place.
looking for a man to heal me. I personally like self-development. And to me, that is a lifelong process. However, I feel like there are certain things that I personally want to have together before I introduce myself to a person. Like, certain debt. Maybe I don't want to have a certain amount of debt when I come into a relationship, because I don't want to feel like I'm a financial burden on my mate. But
Or you can't hold your
Or I
own with
can't
what
hold my own.
they have going on. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I get you. Yeah.
Right. But I just think that personal development is a lifelong journey.
Right.
Mhm.
But I think the question is, when you meet another person, is it the right timing for you? And if you are tolerant of where that person is, because some people have a higher tolerance than others when they're going through something. For me, I don't know. I don't think I have a high tolerance. I think I have a low to medium tolerance, because I'm big on intentions. If you know that you're not right, and you know that your intentions are X, Y, and Z, when you know that my intentions are this, then I don't think you should be imposing yourself on me when you know that you're not ready for that. And so I think it's a tolerance level, and we have to be, as I'm gaining more wisdom, I'm learning that I have to allow a little more grace with a person. However, in allowing that grace, I still have to know what your intentions are, and if you're going to take advantage of me, at least maybe compromising in certain areas with you.
I
Right.
think I salute you. I think you're a super, super strong sister who understands herself and is on a great journey. One thing that I would add, as I was listening to you speak, you did take ownership at some point, but I was like, this man isn't taking advantage of you. You're wise enough now to recognize that you're allowing him to take advantage of you. And at what point are you going to say, I'm not going to allow him to take advantage of me? I see the game.
Right.
Yeah. And I wanted to say something to your point as well. I don't believe that you should look to your mate to heal you. However, I do believe that certain people or certain mates can kind of usher in certain tools that will help you heal in certain situations. And I think that's extremely valuable. Yeah.
And I just want to say, keep doing what you're doing.
I just want to piggyback as well off of what Tasha said. And I just want to first start by saying the best project that you'll ever work on is yourself, right? And so the key words there are you and yourself, period. So you should never go into a relationship looking for someone to heal you, because once you're healed, then what happens with the relationship?
I'm gone. That's it. They out.
Wow.
They got what they think about it. Thank you.
You ain't my type no more.
Because of course, in your
feeling
broken
yourself.
place, you're not going to want the same person that you're going to want as your completely full and healed self.
Yeah.
So it's always best to go through that journey of healing yourself, and that's just connecting with God, finding your relationship with God. That's the most important relationship in your life.
That's right.
Is the one with God, and then after that, then you can bring someone else in there, because when all things fall down, you don't want to still be broken. If that person walks away, now I'm looking for somebody else.
Right. Then the next void,
Yes.
Yeah.
Whereas if I go to God first, I heal myself regardless of what happens to that person. I always got someone else to come back to when I need to be
That's what's up.
refreshed and healed.
Dope.
But yes,
Give it up for y'all. Give me some hand claps, Melvin.
Yeah.
Thank you. Go ahead, baby. Panda.
First, hey y'all. I just want to say we have to pick our battles. Like I feel
Yes.
like we have to ask ourselves: are we willing to deal? I really don't like to say deal, but take on what the other person is bringing to the table along with our stuff. You get what I'm saying? We are gonna spend a lifetime self-developing. That's never gonna stop. So. For me, I just feel like you have to pick your battles. Are you willing to deal with this? You may not know all the battles up front, what a person deals with, but as you converse and have conversations and get to know that person, are you willing to deal with their stuff along with your stuff? And if so, are you even emotionally and mentally available to either handle it and deal with it? So I just feel like, that's one of the things that I would think about personally.
Yeah. And that matters to you. That's a good one, though.
Thank you.
You have to. You have to be emotionally stable.
Right.
You got to know what you get yourself into, and can you handle it? I'm not gonna sign up for something that I can't handle. I'm not gonna bite off too much that I can chew. You know what I'm saying? Type scenario. Go ahead. Malik, what up, Malik?
What up?
Give us a hand clap for Malik,
top
Melvin.
promoter, bro.
Yeah.
Man. True.
Most definitely.
Appreciate that.
All right, we're gonna take you last one. Yeah, and we're gonna wrap it up.
Okay, so hopefully I can articulate this as well as I want to.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of times we say, and I wholeheartedly believe that you have to have a relationship with God.
Most
You know,
definitely.
for me, this God. Also, I love Jesus Christ, and I know that we do have differences in religions and things like that. But I can also say that sometimes I believe that people use God as a crutch instead of using him as a staff.
Come on now.
And I say that to say because a lot of times we want to lean on him without holding ourselves accountable for the things that we need to work on, and hoping that a person that comes along hear us speak the rhetoric of I believe in God, but you have no proof, no fruits to back up what you're saying. You're not actually working on yourself. And I constantly see you do the same thing. You have developed a habit that you do not desire to break. But understanding when you say that, you have to have a relationship with God, the question is God empowering you to get over what it is that you're saying that you need to do, and that to make sure that it is not a hindrance in the relationship,
Right.
because I am, a part of the church.
Mhm.
I won't say what I do, but because I prefer my lifestyle to represent what I say that I am. But my thing is, I've met men because they knew what I did, tried to come in that way, God this, God that, God this, and God that. I mean, I'm like myself, like, I can't say that word, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You
so-
you tired of hearing it. Like they using that to get to you. Basically.
Yeah. So I mean, my brother, can we talk about something else?
Right, right,
I mean,
right.
I do talk about other
Yeah,
things
gotcha.
than scripture.
Right.
But I think a lot of times we use God as a crutch
Crutch.
instead of a staff.
Yeah.
Understanding that He gives us empowerment
Come
to
on now.
overcome the things that we say we need to overcome, so
That's
that
right.
we can make the relationship work. Because ultimately, the goal is to make the relationship work.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, people don't understand that the marriage itself is what you really need to be working on to sustain.
Mhm.
And you do that by working on yourself. But the goal here is to make sure this, if we're
Relationship.
getting into a relationship marriage, then how do we sustain the marriage?
Right,
how do we
right.
stay committed?
Yeah, not
so
individually.
not
We all just doing our
individually,
thing. Yeah,
yes,
it's
yes.
collective. Right.
Collective, and we're working on the union.
Yeah, the union. I like
We're
that.
working
The
on the
union.
union.
Right. I like that. The union. Give it up for Melvin. Let me get some claps.
All right. Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you. Anybody got any last remarks before we wrap it up? Thank y'all in the comments. We appreciate it. It's been a great episode. This is our first episode of Conversations That Matter. Give it up for us, y'all.
Yeah.
Claps, Melvin. Claps, Melvin.
And like I said before, shout out to Dominique Davis. He's sick. He's under the weather, so we be praying for him.
And hopefully he'll be back next week. But yeah, keep him in y'all prayers, y'all. Salute, and shout out to Dominique Davis. We appreciate you, Dante, for pulling up on us tonight.
Yes,
Thank you
sir,
so
my
so
man.
much, brother. Because
Yo,
you
man.
came in the
Thank you,
clutch,
bro.
even though you came to chill and just be in the audience. We put you to work tonight, but we appreciate
It's
it.
been an honor and a privilege. I appreciate it.
Most definitely. And we thank y'all. Give it up for yourselves. We thank each and every one of y'all for coming out. And we want to encourage y'all, if y'all want to be a part of our live audience, email me at williamhutchins@gmail.com. And I got one thing to say before we wrap it up. Melvin, put the flyer up. I Am King is coming August 12th.
Let's go.
I Am King, August 12th.
Let's
It's going to be a packed out show. Y'all can
go.
see it right there. The flyer right there. So make sure y'all get y'all tickets. Do not wait until y'all get to the door, because I can't promise you to get to the door. Hit Dominique up, hit Liz up, hit Antoine up. Y'all got tickets if y'all need them. I was up earlier for Tawana and QD. They said Tawana won. So Tawana, you still on here? You won. And I got some money for you. We're gonna bless you. We're gonna bless somebody in the comments with tickets to the men's department. So I'm gonna give away tickets for the next 2 weeks. So make sure y'all tune in to the Number podcast tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Shout out to Sullivan Road. Shout out to Oh, I'm gonna put the tiers together. I'm gonna make a post for y'all to get y'all sponsorship tiers, brand ambassador tiers. If y'all want to advertise, we're gonna get it out. That's the right thing. We're gonna do it all. That's right. What's your name, man? William 365.
So you gotta make the song cry. Yeah. The conquering lion. We'll bring every change. Give him a victory. Again and again. Give him a victory.